Massive cover-up. What Obama was caught doing yesterday with Susan Rice is treasonous. A new Obama scandal has been uncovered by Judicial Watch on Sunday, and this is big. Essentially, former members of the Obama White House have moved important documents regarding the illegal unmasking of American citizens by top Obama officials to the Obama Presidential Library, where they won't be accessible for 5 years. Here's the background. Earlier this year, former National Security Advisor Susan Rice had been accused of illegally unmasking American names in security reports, possibly to spy on the Trump team during the 2016 election. Judicial Watch has recently submitted a Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, request to the National Security Council, NSC, to see documents related to Rice's unmasking activities. Judicial Watch received this reply from the NSC. Documents from the Obama administration have been transferred to the Barack Obama Presidential Library. You may send your request to the Obama Library. However, you should be aware that under the Presidential Records Act, presidential records remain closed to the public for 5 years after an administration has left office. This flagrant stonewalling seems like an attempt by former Obama officials to hide illegal use of security data to spy on the Trump team before and after the election. Susan Rice had earlier admitted to unmasking Americans. Check out her admission in this revealing interview with MSNBC. She admits to the unmasking at 1:25.
And good day. I'm Andrea Mitchell in Washington.
What's going on around the world. I received those reports, as did each of those other officials, and there were occasions when I would receive a report in which a U.S. person was referred to, name not provided, just U.S. person. And sometimes in that context, in order to understand the importance of the report and assess its significance, it was necessary to find out or request the information as to who that U.S. official was. Let me give you just a hypothetical example. This is completely made up, but let's say there was a conversation between two foreigners about a conversation they were having with an American who was proposing to sell to them high-tech bomb-making equipment. Now, if that came to me as National Security Advisor, it would matter enormously. Is this some kook sitting in his living room communicating via the internet offering to sell something he doesn't have? Or is this a serious person or company or entity with the ability to provide that technology perhaps to an adversary? That would be an example of a case where knowing who the U.S. person was necessary to assess the information. So when that occurred, what I would do, or what any official would do, is to ask their briefer whether the intelligence community would go through its process, and there's a long-standing established process, to decide whether that information as to who the identity of the U.S. person was could be provided to me. So they take that question back, they put it through a process, and the intelligence community made the determination as to whether or not the identity of that American individual could be provided to me. That is what I and Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, CIA Director, DNI would do when we receive that information. We only do it to protect the American people, to do our jobs in the national security realm. That's the only reason.
Within that process and within the context of the Trump campaign, the Trump transition, did you seek the names of people involved in, to unmask the names of people involved in the Trump transition, the Trump campaign, people surrounding the president-elect,
Let me be clear.
in order to spy on them, in order to expose them?
Absolutely not for any political purposes, to spy, expose, anything. But
Did you leak the name of Mike Flynn?
I leaked nothing to nobody, and never have and never would. But let me explain this. First of all, Andrea, to talk about the contents of a classified report, to talk about the individuals on the foreign side who were the targets of the the report itself or any Americans who may have been collected upon incidentally is to disclose classified information. I'm not going to do that. And those people who are putting these stories out are doing just that. I can't describe any particular report I saw. And by the way, I have no idea what reports are allegedly are being described by those who are putting out this story. I don't know what time frame they were from. I don't know the
Yeah, they always know nothing. Susan Rice's unmasked data could then have been sent to dozens of other top Obama officials, setting up a situation where leaking would be inevitable. Now those documents have been moved to the Obama Presidential Library, and we may be waiting 5 years to find out exactly what she and other top Obama officials have done to interfere with President Trump's election and transition. This is breaking news from Judicial Watch, is chilling. And perhaps the worst part is the mainstream media hasn't even touched it. That's why we have to share this story far and wide to get the word out. Important security information has been hidden in the Obama library, and we the people need answers. And if they were on the up and up and they didn't do it for political reasons, what would be the purpose of taking the information and hiding it if it was just for national security? Correct. So this is treasonous. And I don't know who is in charge that should be looking into this. Congress, whatever. They should subpoena these papers immediately. And that's that. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.